There are some great AI tools coming out and they just keep coming, which is great. And so long as you don't get shiny object syndrome and go chasing every single one or trying to put them all to use, you're in a good position. Now, what I want to do today is to show you a tool that I've recently been checking out. I think there's some really good qualities as well as some benefits to using it. So that's why I want to share it with you here today. So go ahead, we're going to get into it. It is Briefy.ai. So with that said, got a quick intro, and then we're going to dive into kind of the way it operates and how I think this might be useful for you. Hey, I'm Adam with Productivity Academy, and I've been checking out Briefy.ai. And like I mentioned, it's got some really cool aspects, I believe. And so I'm not going to sit here and pontificate and tell you about it. I'm just going to jump in. We're going to do some screen sharing and share that with you. I find that to be much more helpful instead of just kind of trying to explain it. It's a very visual medium when you're summarizing things. So let's get into it and check out how this works. So let's go on over here. Okay, so first things first, I want to give a little bit of an overview of what Briefy is in case you're not familiar with it, you came across the video, and you're not 100% sure what's going on. So let's set the groundwork here and get into it. So I'm not going to bore you to death and read this, but do just want to hit on a couple of things, okay? So they turn all kind of lengthy content into structured summaries, okay? Structured is important here. We're going to come back to that. But basically, it can take articles, YouTube videos, PDFs, any sort of content online and do a lot of summarizing. Like they said here, from websites and videos to email threads and podcasts and more, and they are actively developing it. So lots of cool stuff, different languages it can handle, and they do have an extension as well as having you can import things in here, which again, we'll go into. The one thing I'm not going to go into is Gmail. I don't plan on using the tool for that. Just know that that is available, and that may be something that is of interest to you. Okay, so like I said, got the plugin as far as having it available on Chrome. I'm sure you can use this in other areas. I'm just going to speak to Chrome. I've already got it installed, and that's what we're going to be doing. It's really easy. You install it in Chrome. That's it up here, and then you just log in, and it starts working for you. Okay, so I pulled up a few things as examples. So one of them is a video I saved into Briefy. Okay, so this comes from this video right here. Let me remove that. I went ahead and saved it. It's basically just, over here, you can click on it or you'll see it on YouTube. And you can get these two different summaries. Now, what I mean by that is you have your overview, you get some tags, you see an overall summary, and then you get, the major topics and some subtopics within that. Okay, so this is good. This was a video, how to run faster with less effort. Super interested in that. I'd love to run faster with less effort. So we've got the two things down here. This can be helpful for quickly seeing what's going on. And it looks like, I'm guessing these are kind of timestampy type things where they could probably remove those. But I'm guessing that's at least helping you to kind of find out where this is at if you need it. Because when you go over here and click on timeline, then this gives you the actual breakdown and says, okay, here we go at the very intro. This is what we're doing. And for the first few minutes, we're talking about form. Then we've got strength training for a minute, running fitness, warming up properly, blah, blah, blah. All right. So we've got all of that in there. And this is something that I've done with my own tool with Summarily, where it's not available on YouTube because I want it automated in the sense that it's not a plugin that you click a button and then you have to click for each video. It's, hey, I want to get every new video from all of my channels and have a overview summary and then have a time-stamped summary and then have this output into an email digest as well as an RSS feed so I can use it with other tools. But if you're not watching a ton of YouTube, I think this could be really handy, or you're not dealing with a lot of long videos, being able to do this one-off certainly looks pretty good. So I've already saved it, and then we can go in, and this is what I originally had. We have the same thing here, but you have the video as well, which is nice. You can watch that side by side. You can open up into YouTube, and then, of course, you can switch over here. And you have the timeline, which is interesting. So let's look at what would happen if we then wanted to look at an article. Okay, so let me pretend like I hadn't had that open, and we will take a look at this. Signal versus noise. How should I filter the information I consume? So interesting idea, something I'm certainly interested in. So if we do this, let's go with the overview. And that again this should look very familiar. Let me move that out of the way. We're going to see, again, a nice overview of the entire article, and then we see the main things: filtering information and heuristics for information consumption. We see some different things up here, though. We now have the mind map. So again, that we can take a look at this. That can be nice for getting maybe an idea of how everything branches out, minor and major topics. And this reminds me of podwise.ai, another great tool. You can check that out. I'll put the link down below. But a lot of interesting ways to work with the information. And even if you see this and it's not for you, for someone else, this may be really important as far as visual learning or understanding things quickly. This could give you a very quick overview without actually having to consume the overview. So different people, different things. Table. This is interesting too. So this gives you some terms and or some ideas, and we'll then break it down. So, if you're not sure what half-life is or the Lindy effect, this is kind of interesting. And then it is also giving you, some applications. You can also ask a question. So for example, earlier I did this. I said, what should I prioritize when reading articles online? Okay, I think it's a little wordy, but I think it's good, and it's based out of the article. So relevance, credibility, depth, freshness. And if you read the article or even the highlights, you would already know this. I just wanted to ask it a question and see what it had to say. So pretty handy. Again, you can save this. So let's say we save it. We can do that and then go in and view it. If you don't want to save it, that's fine. I think a lot of times there may be an article, there may be something you're looking at where, okay, great, I've got the gist. Either this wasn't needed or I'm moving on, or it's pointing me in a new direction, then that may be enough. So we can see over here, we've got the original content, and then over here on the right, we've got the overview. We can go into a mind map or, again, the table. All right, so now we've kind of looked at a couple of different things. Let's go in and say, well, what else can we do here? If we go into this, we can, to your dashboard, that is, you can see the recent briefs, okay, the recent things that have been summarized and briefed. And we can see there's a knowledge base, an online summarizer, and browser extensions. Okay, we're already good with that. We've got the normal things over here, same things as what we've just seen here, along with account settings, contact, and their blog. But if we go to the online summarizer, this is where we can now add something in. So let me pick, for example, a PDF, and we are going to go with a PDF of mine. And confirmation is just asking, it does cost credits, depending on what plan you're on. This may or may not be an issue or a problem, but just pay attention that it does take credits to do this. And then I'm going to pause it while it goes through here. It's pretty quick, but I figured that would be better than sitting here watching a spinning circle. Cool. There we go. About 30 seconds later, we have the summary, which should be familiar now. So this is a multi-page PDF that I wrote several years ago. Grab that and put it in here, and we can see that it does a really good job even with PDF. We've got things that are broken down here, again, kind of headings, subheadings, and then the mind map. Again, same thing. What is it? Why use it? How use it? This is great. Really makes it really easy to see the information. And then the table is a little different, but it basically follows some examples that were in the PDF. So not a complete hit, but for the first pass of something, I really like the way that the information is laid out here. All right, now I have hopped over to a new article, and right here by my face, you can see this is kind of the magic button. So you can hide this so that you have to go up to the extension, or you can have the button appear, and this just kind of makes it quicker. We can click on that, and then boom, we will get this up, and we can see that it's starting to do our summary. Again, this should start to look familiar for now. But it starts to work very quickly and is very easy to read. And then again, we can see this different information as they're building it. We see the mind map as well as the table, and then the ask questions ability. A good note here on a feature is, let's say you want to share this with somebody, you can get the link, but the summary will be public to anyone, basically meaning the link, anyone who has access to the link would be able to see it. A couple other things we can do here. We can copy the content out. We could translate it, we could regenerate it, and you can ask it a question, which is the same as up here. And then again, you have quick ways to get into your account, to get into your dashboard, and to do that. So overall, I like what I've seen so far. I find it to be a very quick summarizer. I like what they've done with the video, with the one-off videos, and having a timeline view. And in the future, I'm hoping that there's some more connectivity to other tools. I think that this is kind of critical, or at least in my use these days. I want to see my tools kind of interconnect and talk to each other. So being able to do that with some of my knowledge management system tools would be really nice. But highly suggest checking this out. Give it a shot, give it a spin. This is one of the better kind of multimedia, multi-purpose summarizers that I have personally come across in a little while. So if you have any questions, comments about it, leave it below and I will get back to you. Thanks for watching.